Okay, so this video is about the secret to building consistency, whether it be your habits, your goals, or any kind of change in your life. For this video, we're going to take an example that is about goal setting, right? Because we all have goals that we want to achieve and we all want to get there, right? We all have goals in life, so that's why it's important. The concept that I'm going to talk about is called the 3 levels of change. I learned about it from the book called The Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's a very popular book in the self-help community, and I very much recommend you read it. If you haven't, you should read it. It's a really good book. Okay, that's all I will say. So when setting a goal, there are 3 levels of change. You're looking for a change in your life. You want to achieve a goal so there could be an improvement in your life. The quality of your life could improve. You could feel more confident in yourself. Whatever it is, right? Whatever the why is behind your goal, you know it. But ultimately, goal setting, it does come down to 3 levels of change. And the first level is the level that is the shallowest, but not in a bad way, because it's still better than not wanting to improve your life, right? And that level is outcome based. You're thinking on an outcome based level. And a lot of people think on this level, right? Let's say you're overweight and you're like 120 kgs and you just are tired of being a fat person. So you set the goal that you want to lose 40 kgs, right? And you want to be like, let's say 90 kgs instead. That's a good goal, right? It's better than nothing. And so a lot of people think like this, and this is thinking on the outcome-based level. You want an outcome. You want to go from 130 kgs to 90 kgs. That is great. However, the problem with this level is that, like, it's similar to how people just wishfully say things. Like, I will say right now while recording this video, oh, I want to be rich, right? I can say this, but this is not detailed and complex enough for me to actually get there. It's just an outcome I wish for. So to actually change and actually achieve your goal, you're going to have to go a step further and start thinking on the process level. And the process level is the level where people who tend to make some progress think on, right? The process level is when you have an outcome-based goal that you've set, like going from 130 kgs to 90 kgs, and you start to set a process. You start to create routines and a system that you follow in order to get to that outcome. So let's say for you, that is, for you, since you're fat, it might be to go from 130 kgs to 90 kgs by going to the gym 5 days a week and only eating under a caloric deficit and only eating healthy food, right? Only eating just cutting off the donuts that you've been binging, cutting off the sugary foods, cutting off the greasy stuff, all that slop, and just eating healthy under a caloric deficit and going to the gym 5 days a week. Now, this level, when you set this plan, you get a gym membership, you remove all the junk from your fridge, you are likely to make more progress than the person who simply says, oh, I want to lose 40 kgs. Actually, there's a level of commitment when you start thinking on the process level. But there's also a problem with this process level. And that problem is that a lot of people tend to give up after not seeing results or progress fast. So let's say you got the gym membership, you're committed, you removed all the junk from your refrigerator, and you're doing it, but you're not seeing any progress, right? You look in the mirror, you're still fat and ugly, right? So that's just me speaking from personal experience there, to be honest. But here's the thing. People eventually give up. You go to the gym for like 2 weeks and then you're like, fuck this shit, I'm done. And so there's a problem with this process level of thinking, and that is a lack of consistency. So now we need consistency. We have a goal, right? We have the outcome based, the shallow goal that we want, the outcome that we want on paper. And now we even have an action plan. Like we even have a whole process and system we could follow to get there. But there's still something missing, which is consistency, right? You don't have consistency, so you don't actually take action on the processes and systems that you've set. So to fix this problem, the Atomic Habits book offers a very great idea, a very great mindset, and that is to attach your identity to whatever goal or change you want in your life. See, the reason why most people give up after going like for 2 weeks to the gym is because they have underlying beliefs about themselves that they are a lazy person. And those beliefs are shaped by behavior that they've carried and acted upon for long periods of their life. Let's say prior to making the decision that you want to lose weight, every day you just eat like shit and you'd lay in bed all day, bed rot, come back from work, do nothing but play video games or jerk off or, doom scroll. Those behaviors are actually, to your monkey brain, evidence. Like, they are taken as evidence to reinforce the belief that you are a person. You identify as a person who is comfortable sitting on their bed all day, playing video games, jerking off and doom scrolling, who doesn't want to go outside, who doesn't want to be physically active. You have underlying beliefs about yourself that are reinforced by behavior, by bad behavior. And that's why you eventually give up. Because think about it. A lot of the people who get a gym membership and after 2 weeks they give up, what do they go back to? They go back to being a slacker. They go back to being a fat piece of shit. And nothing against fat people. I'm not racist towards fat people. Shout out to fat people. But it is what it is. You're fat. So guess what? To fix this problem of your identity being shaped by bad behavior, by bad habits, you need to counter it. You need to attach your identity to your goal and the process that you've set, which is, going from 130 kgs to 90 kgs and hitting the gym 5 days a week, eating healthy, being under a caloric deficit. So to actually counter this identity that you formed, this underlying belief that you're a lazy piece of shit, and that's backed by this entire lifetime of evidence of you just eating Twinkies and junk food, you need to consciously counter it by telling yourself, I am someone who's physically active. I'm someone who goes to the gym. I'm someone who's fit. I'm someone who works out every day. I'm someone who, you get the point, right? And then in the beginning, it'll just feel just like the outcome-based level thinking. It'll feel shallow and it'll just feel like words coming out of your mouth. But guess what? Then what we do, we actually start going to the gym for the first 2 weeks, okay? Let's say you adopt this mindset from day one, okay? And the 2 weeks that you're going to go to the gym and eventually give up, imagine having this mindset from the start during those 2 weeks. You will start seeing the first week as a whole 7 days worth of evidence that yes, the conscious belief that you have about yourself that you are using to counter the bad, the bad underlying self-belief. Imagine those 7 days being perceived as evidence for the conscious belief that you're forming that is now very true. You have concrete evidence for it. I'm someone who's physically active. I'm someone who goes to the gym. How? Prove it. 5 days this week, I went to the gym 5 times and I haven't ate a single piece of like junk, right? So this is the secret to consistency. It's like you form a belief about yourself that's going to be worth it and that's going to improve your life, and then you stack evidence. You stack those wins every single day. You're on the grind. You stack those wins. And as you stack the evidence, your belief, your confidence in yourself tends to go up, and you've attached your identity to it, so the consistency problem is solved. You're not going back to eating junk food and just laying in bed all day and jerking off because you're just not that person anymore. You have all this evidence that you are a better person, that you are someone who goes to the gym for a week, for a 2 week. And guess what? After those 2 weeks, you're not going to give up. Why? Because in your monkey brain, the belief that you're someone who goes to the gym and doesn't eat unhealthy food will be so much stronger than when you didn't have this mindset that you're just going to continue after the second week. And this is the secret to consistency. I read the book. I read The Atomic Habits by James Clear, and I adopted this mindset. And guess what? It's been I started at February 1st and now it's February 23rd, and I've been reading every single day because of this mindset. I'm actually someone who reads every single day. This is just factual information now because I've done it for 23 days now. So yeah, just wanted to drop this piece of wisdom in this video, and yeah, just wanted to make a video on it because I think it's really important, and it's completely relevant to building habits and consistency. And that's what I think a lot of people need right now. So yeah, that's it. The 3 levels of thinking: outcome-based, process, and identity. Absolutely golden concept. Thank you for watching.